it that said their knees were shaking? Okay, so hello, my name is Leeann. For those who don't know me, I was semi-raised up in the fellowship. I received the Holy Spirit when I was 9, with the evidence of speaking in tongues, and I was baptized. It was at a prayer meeting, and then I was baptized the next following meeting on Wednesday, by full immersion. And my walk's been very interesting. I left the Lord, you could say, when I was about 12. My mom had left, and so I went with her. And that was kind of the point. I didn't have, when you're raised in the Lord, at least for me, it was kind of like, this is what I'm supposed to do, you're supposed to receive, and all of that, but I didn't have a vision, I don't think. It wasn't there for me. And so when I left, it was kind of like, I didn't even realize that I had something so amazing in me. I was just like, whatever. And I didn't have anybody around that was praying in the Spirit, that was encouraging me to use the gift that God gave me. And so since 8th grade on, my life was just crazy. I was a crazy kid. I fell into partying and drinking and drugs and all this crazy stuff at the age of 14. And it just kind of escalated from there. And so I was living in Reno at the time, and so many things have happened that were such traumatic situations for a person of my age, because I'm only 20, to have gone through in such a short period of time. But I think I was about just going to turn 20. It was almost my 20th birthday, and I was refusing to go back to Fresno. That was not an option. I was like, there's no way. And so the Lord was like, well, you're going to become homeless and sleep in a car, and you got to go back to Fresno. So I moved back to Fresno, and at first I totally avoided my grandparents. I knew they knew I was doing wrong things, and so I absolutely made up excuses as to why I wasn't going over to their house. And eventually I started finding myself coming over more often, and I just felt a peace every time I was around them. And love that I, hadn't felt in forever, genuine love. And one night I was like, okay, I think it was the crazy t-shirt night where we wore those bright shirts, I don't know. And so me and my grandma had this heart talk, and we were crying. I'm on my knees crying. And so they were like, if you want to stay here, no pressure. They didn't say, well, you have to go to church to live with us, because I'm your granddaughter. But so I was laying in bed one night, and it had been 8 years since I prayed in tongues. There's been times I've almost died, and I'm like, Lord, don't kill me. I'm not ready to die. That's the only time I prayed. But so I was laying in bed one night, and it was kind of scary. It was at first I couldn't get used to sleeping in that room. I was like, this is scary. But so I was laying in bed, and I was thinking, and I had an opportunity to move back to Reno. And usually I would have been done. I'm out. I'm moving. But something felt really different this time, and it felt wrong to think that that's where I wanted to move back to. And so I was laying in bed, and I was like, do I even remember how to speak in tongues? I don't know. And so I'm laying there, and I'm like, okay, Lord, show me a sign if I'm not supposed to move, if that's not where I'm supposed to be. And I prayed, and it started flowing again. I prayed every single day, and it was beautiful, and I was crying. I looked at the clock, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. At 3:30 on the dot in the morning, I was like, I'm going to move in. I'm going to go back to church. I'm going to get my life straight. I'm done with that life. And I was waiting for my grandma or grandpa to sneak into the bathroom early in the morning so I could open the door and be like, I'm staying here. But I wanted to tell someone. It was so strong. I just wanted to get it out. And I remember I had this little boy with us named Jay, but I texted his dad and I was like, hey, I'm moving to my grandparents' house, so if you want your son to move with me, let me know. But otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. And so yeah, immediately I just moved in, and just been full on in the Lord, and I'm so blessed, because even in that short period of time, so much has happened. And now that I've took a step back, He's blessed so many situations in my life where I should have been dead, or seriously mentally scarred on certain things. And just to be able to talk about it is one thing, because everyone says I talk too much, and but I have a lot to talk about now, because I always used to be the one person that everyone asked if I was okay because I wouldn't talk and I was depressed and I just had nothing to talk about. And now I just can't shut up, apparently. But it's a blessing, and I mean, he's blessed every single, thing in my life, and he blessed me. I'm gonna tear up. He blessed me. We're not crying today. He blessed me with amazing grandparents, and I mean, they're the only people that could have influenced me in that way. I wouldn't have cared what anybody else had to say, and so the Lord worked in my life and used them as a way to show me this is where I feel myself and at peace, and just ever since coming back, it's been such a blessing for me. And so I just want to thank you for the family that I've had again. It's just a blessing. And I'm going to go sit down now because I'm going to cry. So